Hey everybody, thanks for watching Nibbles and Flicks. I'm your host, Jeff Reed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Help us build to 1,000 subscribers on our channel. And don't forget to also comment about what is your favorite snack while you're watching a movie or a TV show. Let us know that in the comment sections below. And let's get into this video. This video is going to be talking about the movie Fight or Flight. A mercenary takes a job of tracking down a target on a plane, but must protect her when they find out they are surrounded by people who's trying to kill both of them. This movie is starring Josh Hartnett, Chaurathra Chandra, and Katee Sackhoff. So if you've ever watched our films before, we covered the movie in 3 segments: the good, the bad, and a final verdict. And also we do a ranking system of how many snacks I think there is in a whole bowl. So we'll go through like the ranking system again when we get to that point. But let's start with the good. What I like about this film, it started off kind of choppy a little bit with the story. It did a lot of dialogue trying to set up what's going on, but it goes right into the action. It doesn't waste too much time to let you know what kind of film it is. And I kind of like that because it's nothing like a bunch of dialogue, storyline, build up and all that stuff. And then you gotta wait forever to get some action when you're expecting action. I like that a lot with what it did with this film. And they kind of combined a bullet train movie and also 90 action film vibes with it too, with a nice color palette as well. So some of the scenes have that same kind of color palette that Bullet Train has had as well. And I like the action as this film too. But one thing I liked a lot about this film, what carries this film, makes this film actually enjoyable to watch, is Josh Hartnett's capability of making you think this individual is a former mercenary, but he also has like those cool, chill vibes, kind of like John Wick. But when you first meet him, he's not really that nice of a person, but he actually grows on you and builds that charm throughout the film. And I thought that was really good about like how he portrayed that character. Also like about this film, when it comes to Josh Hartnett as well, is the action pieces that he did. I've seen him in action movies before, but never seen him do action like this, and it looked very flawless and very, very good. And I feel like I like to see him in more films taking roles like this, maybe action pieces, action movies as well, just to see him, you know, broaden more and get or expand more of his capabilities of acting. But other than that, I really enjoy Josh Hartnett of the film. He is basically the piece that's make the movie go along. And some of the things I like about this film, and I kind of figured there would be some comedy in this film. Yes, some of the jokes do hit and miss. However, some of the stuff that was happening in this film made me laugh out loud. Even the audience that was watching the movie, they were laughing out loud at certain situations. And I kind of like that. It brings that lightheartedness. When you see all this stuff going on in the film and they're trying to build all this tension, and you know, it's nice to bring in the silliness sometimes just to calm things down, and this movie actually does that. Now the action pieces in this film was actually really, really good. I love the hand-to-hand combat. Like I said before, Josh Hartnett's fighting scenes were very, very good, very well out choreographed and everything. Even the other people that was in this movie too that fought, I thought they done a terrific job making the action pieces look good. Little issues with the camera, we'll talk about that in the bad. But overall, I like what they did. And then what made the action pieces really good is actually the bad guys in this movie. They were basically outrageous, just like in Bullet Train. They were really goofy, and they had really cool moments where they introduce themselves as an individual. You don't know their names. They just come up. You know, like for example, there's a guy who plays a flute. There's another guy who sings and stuff like that before he fights. So it was kind of cool to see these different characters that they were mowing down. And it was good too because it made you feel like each person, you know, was a danger. But what also was good about that you knew Josh Hartnett couldn't actually, you know, beat these guys, and that's what made it kind of cool and very funny. That hey, these guys look dangerous. They're outrageous characters. You know, they're gonna get killed off. They're not gonna beat Josh Hartnett. However, the whole point of doing that way was to make it more entertaining, more fun, and I felt like they did that. action pieces are really good, and when I mean are really good, it shows the hand-to-hand combat, but also has a lot of gore. There's a lot of gore in this movie, and it's cool gore. It's like funny gore, and they use it as comedy. The stuff that's going on in this film is like, oh my god, I hope that would never happen to anybody. But they do it in a way where it's so funny, where you're not even thinking about that. You're like, oh my god, this is horrible. This is funny though. Like, look at this crazy, goofy villain get chopped up or whatever that they did in that scene. It has made it more fun, and I actually like that a lot about that they actually made some of the kills of this movie funny and had a comical relief to it, and it just made the movie more charmful because of that. One thing I didn't like about the film is the story, and the story is not that good. When you find out what's really going on and everything, it's kind of like, we could do better, but I like what the movie knows what it's doing. It understands that it's not a good story. It understands that you're here for action. So let's get into it. You're here to have a good time. Story may not be the best, but we're going to entertain you in different ways, and the movie actually does that. So yeah, it's a negative about the film, but honestly, after watching this film, I really didn't care too much about the story that much. I was having too much fun watching everything else, and honestly, I think that's what makes the movie very good. Even though the storyline is a negative, and once you figure out what's going on, you're kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. Is that what's going on? I mean, we could do better. But still, I think everything else makes it better. Another thing I like about the film is the main villains. They weren't the best either. They did what they had to do, but one of the villains in this movie is played by an actor, and he just basically, once you introduce him, he's dropping the F-bomb over and over and over again. And that's basically his character. Like, when everything's going down, he drops the F-bomb. He really becomes the true villain of the film. But as soon as you see him, he gives you that vibe. Like, oh, he's that guy who, they couldn't write better dialogue for her, so they just gave him the F-bomb to say most of his dialogue, so he can seem like he's an intense person. But other than that, like I said, you're not really here, you don't really care about the villains, you really care about Josh Hartnett and what's going on with him. So yeah, as a negative, villains are not really well developed, but are you really here for that? Not really. And like I said, with the action piece, I did have one negative thing that I didn't like about the action pieces. That was shaky cam. They use shaky cam in certain scenes, and I understand why they did it. They want to build tension in that scene, but I felt like you really didn't need it. Yes, there's like 8 dudes coming at Josh Hartnett at once, but I still don't think that it was needed. Just the way how smooth out the choreographing of the hand-to-hand fighting was. It might look good to some people that the shaky cam is showing how intense the situation is, but I really felt like it just doesn't work at all, and I don't like it. I actually want to see a still camera and watch the guys actually fight each other. It's actually more entertaining to me, but that's what they put in the film. That's my gripe about it. I just wish they would have done a better job doing that. So, what can you say? Sometimes you just gotta do shaky cam. You gotta shake it up just to make it intense and crazy, but it didn't work out for this movie. And, hopefully next time, if they do make a second film, they will put on shaky cam. But yeah, shaky cam sucks. So the last thing that I didn't like about this film, and I think this is really confused me about this film, and it almost got me real ticked off to the movie, where I was like, I don't like this film, but I had to sit back and say, no, I did. I like this movie a lot. There's so much in this film that's enjoyable. I can't hate the film off of this, because I understand what they're trying to do now. First, I was like, what are you doing? But the ending of this film, and I don't know if the studio, director, executives, they just didn't know how to end the film. It seemed like they had like multiple choice, and they basically picked D, which is all of the above of this film, and it just didn't end really good at all, and it kind of hurts the film for me a little bit. It doesn't mean that I hate the film, but sometimes you need a really good ending, and I felt like they just missed that so much, because they were trying to do everything they can do to tie up everything in this film, and I felt like if they didn't do that, it would have made the ending way, way, way better. And they left it on a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger. Like, why are we leaving movies on a cliffhanger? You don't even know if you're going to get a green light for a second film. I thought that was absolutely crazy. I thought, how about we finish the movie definitively, and then if the movie performed well in the box office and maybe rentals and all that stuff too, then we green light a sequel. But the ending, I was just like, what? Scratching my head, like, what are we doing? Like, come on, what are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
So, the final verdict. How do I rate this movie? Now, like I said before, I watched my videos before. I go by how full the bowl is. So if the bowl is completely empty, that means a trash film. If it's 1/3, that means it's a bad film. Half full, it means it's meh. Third, fourth full, that means it's a good film. Not great, it's not perfect, but it's also a good film to watch and it's very enjoyable. If it's at the full, top of the brim, that means amazing films, outstanding, it's spectacular. It's like, you know, top shelf type of film. So what I think about this film, and I think it's very fair that this movie is 3/4 full. And the reason I say that is, one, because Josh Hartnett, like I said before, he carries the film. He makes you believe in his character, that who he is, and you actually start liking the character. That's something that I enjoy about this film. I love his character in this film. I love the action pieces that he did when he did the hand-to-hand combat. I love the action of the film, period, when it comes to anyone on screen. I love the goriness of the film, how they use it as comic relief. I love the jokes in the film, even though all of them didn't hit. All of them had a purpose where they're just trying to make you have fun with it. And like I said before, myself and other people in the audience were laughing as well. And that's what you want. You want to have a good time at the movie, and that's what this movie was doing. Yeah, the story is not good. It's bland. It's whatever. The villains are bland or whatever. But you're not really here for that. You're here to have fun. You're here to enjoy your time. You're 2 hours away from the world, and that's what this movie actually does. And I hope I see Josh Hartnett do more films like this. And I hope this movie does well too. So maybe we can get a franchise out of this. You know, trying to save that ending of this film. So if you're interested in watching this film, I say go like it. If you like Bullet Train, this is basically a little different from Bullet Train. I want to say it's a poor man's Bullet Train, but it really is. But if you have fun with Bullet Train, you're going to have fun with this movie as well. So definitely go check it out. And I'm going to eat some snacks, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. And let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite snack to eat while you're watching a movie or a TV show? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye. Stay safe. And eat some snacks.